let's talk about MiLaysia Fulwiley. And there's a lot of different things we can talk about here. And I know you're going to go on your rant about how she's special because she is special.
You don't know what I'm going to talk. You don't know what I'm going to say.
I know you're going to say she's special. You've said it 3 times tonight. We'll get it.
I said it in a clip that we should be playing right now.
Let me finish the.
My bad. Sorry, man. It's in the clip. You said
I know.
What I'm gonna say. I said it already.
I'm trying to get there, bro.
All right, man. You got to work on your setup skills, dude. You gotta work on your you gotta work on your setup before the kill move, man. Damn.
We're gonna talk about MiLaysia Fulwiley real quick. Right after this clip is what I was gonna say.
I do think when it comes to MiLaysia Fulwiley, there are times in the NCAA tournament when you need special, particularly from the perimeter. And I'm biased because I'm always biased for guards, of course, but it's just true in men's and women's. I think South Carolina is going to need, and I think she's prepared to be special, and the opportunities will be there. But in the tournament, and again, I'm not saying she won't be ready for it. I'm just saying the moments are going to come, and there are going to be moments where they do need their freshmen to step up and be their best player on the big stage in the tournament.
Why are you looking at me like that?
You are a confusing individual sometimes, my friend. You said I'm gonna talk about she's special. You said I'm gonna go on a rant, talk about she's special.
Yeah.
I already said it. Play the clip.
You're gonna do it again.
I already said that. You don't know what I'm gonna go on a rant on. I got different stuff to say.
I know how the game works. We've been doing this long enough.
Well, the game works. Play the clip. You said all that before. You could have played the clip. I'm saying all that. You went into all this. Oh, Lord.
What was your biggest thing from MiLaysia's game on?
Well,
Sunday?
The biggest thing, is it not obvious? Is it not obvious to you? It's obvious to me. But you know what I'm going to say, so maybe I shouldn't say it.
You're ridiculous.
No.
You're ridiculous.
The fact that MiLaysia Fulwiley is this gifted and this talented in all aspects. She's a super creative player, driving, handle, flashy. She's got all this to work with. The fact that she can come in and hit 4 threes. She's averaging at least 4 threes a game in the postseason, by the way, going back to the SEC championship game. She's hitting 4 threes a game and shooting over 50% from 3, by the way. So, as I told you, she is their best, most talented player. I love Camilla. She's great. I don't want to hear it. MiLaysia's their best, most talented, most important player. And as a guard, Raven Johnson does so much. I love her. Tahina, so much. Love her. MiLaysia can do things that neither of them can do. And you know what? I think even they're starting to acknowledge it. Not that they've been not acknowledging it and holding MiLaysia back or anything, but game by game, I think we're starting to see the fact, because I told you in the tournament, these games, I mean, the North Carolina game wasn't a tight situation or anything, obviously. But I'm just saying, in these moments where someone's got to score, someone's got to do it. And of course, they could do it by committee and all that, like I talked about in the clip. But MiLaysia, as talented as she is, she comes out. Only high-level shooters are hitting 4 threes a game. So it's just rare that you have this kind of talent who's this flashy, this creative, where she can literally do whatever she wants. And by the way, she'll come in and hit deep threes, catch and shoot, off the dribble. When I came up on her game in high school and did a reaction on my channel to some of her highlights in AAU and stuff, one of the main things I pointed out was like, yo, she's knocking down threes at a high clip. She's breaking girls off and doing a lot side to side, and she's got a lot to her game and her handle and her movement and stuff. But yo, she's knocking down the way she shoots the ball. She's a high level shooter. I'm always impressed with these crazy talents who everyone's so impressed with and all this stuff. But it's like, yo, she's hitting 4 threes a game. What do you do with that? She's also stepped up her defense. I know that college program is a little different, Lay. That college program's a little different. She's looking a little stronger. She's holding her ground a little bit defensively. I see her jumping screens better, doing more of what I'm sure Dawn wants to see from her on defense, having an impact on defense. Again, she made Deja Kelly look like the freshman. She had possessions where she just took Deja Kelly out of the play. She just made her look like like she was the freshman. So I think what we're seeing right now is MiLaysia Fulwiley establishing herself as the best player, which comes with a little more attention and responsibility. I mean, people have known about her, but I'm telling you, game by game, that's what I'm seeing, man. It's the fact that she's knocking down these threes like this. Now she's defending a lot better. Even her playmaking, her decision making is just smoother, cleaner, better. I don't know what it's with how good as their whole team is, the fact that she is just emerging, and it's not like she's going for 25, 30, it's not like she's like having to dominate individually, but with the time she has, she just produces so much. It's crazy.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, offensively, I don't really know what else more there is to say about MiLaysia that hasn't already been said. I do want to talk about the defense. In the game that we played against UNC on November 30th, she played 3 minutes because defensively she just was not cutting it. You turn around, obviously she plays 22 minutes in this game. She has 20 points, great. She has 9 boards, great, and an assist, awesome. She had 3 blocks and 3 steals in this game as well, though. It is very, very important, and again, this goes back to coaching. It was very important, and it was talked about during the broadcast as well. It was very important that Dawn Staley benched MiLaysia Fulwiley during that November 30th game because she wasn't cutting it defensively. Because MiLaysia needed to recognize that, like, you have to be good on both sides of the ball. You have to be good on both sides of the ball. And MiLaysia had an opportunity against the same team that she was benched against to come out there and show that, like, all of the work she put in the season and all the stuff that she did defensively, it shows up. She gets 3 steals, 3 blocks, to your point, made Deja Kelly look like the rookie. If I'm not mistaken, the last 4 or 5 games, dating back to going all the way back to games within the SEC tournament, MiLaysia's had a steal or a block in each of the last 5 games. And obviously she comes up with 3 of each in this game. It's huge. And defensively, that is going to be, not that there really needs to be a difference moving forward, because we're already talking about the best team in the country. But moving forward from MiLaysia specifically, as she continues in her career, like, being a hound on the ball defensively as a guard is going to separate her. It's going to make her different. It's going to make if she decides to go this route, it's going to make teams in the WNBA want to draft her, because she's not just a threat in the fast break. She's not just a good passer. She's not just an exceptional shooter from 3. She's also a hound defensively. The one thing that we've talked about a lot, and we've talked about a lot of things with Hannah this season, but if there's nothing else we've talked about with Hannah more, it's about the fact that she is hungry defensively.
Yeah.
That's what set her apart. It's why she was the ACC Defensive Player of the Year, because she's a guard and because she plays defensive basketball really, really well, better than most in the country. MiLaysia Fulwiley has gotten to a point this season, in this last game against UNC, where she has reached that mode where she can affect a game defensively. This game was not – MiLaysia Fulwiley did not affect this game offensively, like the way that she did against LSU in the SEC championship game. Like, that was MiLaysia affecting the game offensively, being a difference maker on the offense side of the ball. MiLaysia Fulwiley affected this game defensively. 3 steals, 3 blocks against the opposing team's best player, making her, like you talked about earlier, how Deja Kelly was already not looking like herself this season. She already wasn't looking like herself in this game. Whatever little bit of Deja Kelly was left in this game, every chance she got, MiLaysia Fulwiley took it away bit by bit. And then you're getting a bunch of fast breaks. You're getting a bunch of situations. I'll be honest, my favorite part of the game is she gets like the block or steal. I don't know how they recorded it on Deja Kelly. She drives down the floor. I think she gets her shot blocked. She gets the rebound, goes out to the corner, passes it to Tahina. Tahina gives it back to her. She hits a 3. Like, that is affecting the game defensively. When you are an exceptional fast break basketball player, you know how you get yourself more fast breaks? You play really good defense. And that's what MiLaysia Fulwiley did in this game. And that's, I think, to your point, she's the best player, most important player, most, like, whatever verbiage you want to use. When you start looking at these guard matchups going down the stretch, especially when the guard matchup, if they get there against Notre Dame, her and Hannah, I think it's going to be great. It's going to look a lot different this time around than what it did the first game of the season. They're both exceptional players.
Might look pretty similar because they were both on.
They will. I think, but when I say to look a lot different, they're also both in much different places at this point of the season than they were when they played at the beginning of the season in Paris. I don't want to put the cart in front of the horse, obviously, because there are still games that both teams have to play to get to that point. But assuming that both teams win their games and get to that point, I'm very excited to see those two match up again, because they're both just at a much higher level at this point. I think it's going to be exciting. But I was thoroughly impressed. I enjoyed every second of of Malaysia's 22 minutes of basketball.
Yeah. I mean, I think it's her quickness and instincts. Like her instincts are great because we see it so much on offense. But I think like I always encourage like really good offensive players. It's like you can use that to your advantage on defense. When you're that good on offense, you should be able to predict things and anticipate things defensively. So then it just comes down to your will, and how bad you want to do it. And her instincts are strong, and then she's so quick. Like she's super fast, super quick, like Hannah. What makes Hannah a great defender is she swipes a lot. I mean, our boy Mark Schindler, who's been on the show, he calls her the swiper of South Bend. Like she swipes, she goes for on-ball steals a lot. Malaysia, I don't know. She just looks to be playing like you're all right. Is that your first time hearing that?
Because I don't think that came up when Mark was on the show.
No, he hadn't written the article yet, but this was this was like a couple months ago where he put out an article about Notre Dame, about Hannah, and the headline that he gave her the nickname Swiper of South Bend. I thought that was fire.
I know that's great. That's funny to me.
Yeah, no, it was phenomenal. Yeah, but Malaysia just seems to be playing good, clean, strong defense. And again, her instincts, so she is getting steals. But I think she's using her body and her quickness a lot to kind of just cut people off and make things tough.
I don't know what else to say about this basketball team that hasn't already been said. I don't know what I would say about Malaysia that has already been said.
Yeah, we said we can move on, man. We've said it all.
The one thing I do love, and I think it's I don't think I've ever heard anyone else say this about anyone else, and I could be wrong. During the broadcast, Carolyn Peck was talking about how talented Malaysia was, and one of the things she said that stuck out to me was she was like, if there was if the one and done rule was a rule that existed in the WNBA for women's basketball players, and MiLaysia Fulwiley was to be one and done, there'd be a lot of GMs in the WNBA. I
saw her say that too. And how are we not? I mean, there's a lot of freshmen you can say that about right now. That's what we're seeing.
Yeah, but I agree wholeheartedly.
If there was a time for one and done, this would be it. It's no secret anymore. I've been trying. Listen, man, I've been trying to tell people it's more than just Caitlin and Juju out here, bro. I've been trying to spit names out here, spit them out like a lottery machine, bro. I've been trying to get people on, man. There's so much talent out here.